What's up, guys? Welcome back to Mike It Yourself, and this week's video is a review video on some of the things we did about a month ago. Let's check it out. Damn it! So this is the saddlebag holder thing that I created to kind of mock what Harley Davidson sells for like a lot of money, and I made this for a ton cheaper, right? Yeah, I pretty much immediately had to make some modifications to it. So I don't remember if we had already done the string, but that just kind of keeps it from separating, of course, too much. The other modification I did is I added some rubberized tape on the corners where it makes contact with the floor, just to keep it from sliding around or anything like that. So all in all, it works pretty well. I think I need to make this a little bit longer, and that's because if I put a single saddlebag on it, you see how that just kind of started closing in really quickly. So it doesn't take a whole bunch of weight, and I think it's because since this is off the ground here, when that weight presses down, which is way over here, right, then you immediately get this tip because there's nothing on that side to counterbalance it. So I've got to kind of figure out what I need to do there. I mean, potentially I could just shorten this up to bring the weight closer, so that way I eliminate the leverage of that. So that actually might be my first attempt. And then the other thing I can do, like I said, is open that up just to get it a little wider stance, and that should help offset it as well. But yeah, I have to kind of figure it out and see how it goes. But ultimately, it works well. I've used it a couple times now to wash my saddlebags, to place them on while I'm doing work on the bike, so that way I don't have to worry about laying them on the floor. Even though I would put a towel down or whatever, but laying flat, they get in the way a lot easier than if they're just sitting on this. And if I want to, I can pick them up with this and move them around, so that makes it a lot easier. So is this a win? I say yes. Could it be done better? 100%. Right, it could absolutely be done better. I just got to fine tune this thing, and it'll be a solid win. I'm just not there yet, but there you go. Okay, so another thing we did last month, or about a month and a half ago, whatever it is, was I added pinstriping to my saddlebags. So if you don't remember what that looked like, I'll throw that video up somewhere, and take a look at that. And what we were trying to do is, because those bags came black, is to try to get the blue of the bike to flow in, and this is the Road King, of course, that we did this on, and see if that would essentially make it less of an eyesore, I guess. And my original thought process was the saddlebags that came on that bike, because it's a classic, were the black leather bags. So why not black hard bags? And for whatever reason, it just doesn't flow as well. So based on what I'm seeing from the pinstriping, and the quality of pinstriping was great, had no issues with it, just so you know that. But the reality is you know, I just feel like getting them paint matched is going to be the best look for that bike, and so that's going to be a future project here. I also want to say thank you to all of those who provided a comment that I should go that way too. I mean, I was you know, again, I wasn't in love with it, so that kind of let me know right then and there that it wasn't the solution that I was hoping that it would be. It looked cool, but just not there. So I'm not going to cover it just because it was pinstriping, and you can take a look at that link there. So let's jump to the last thing here. The last thing we did was we added on this King Pack to the 17 Road Glide, and it's been great. I've got zero complaints about it. I think the quality is really nice. It's comfortable. It holds a ton, right? So I mean, I just kind of keep my gloves, and I've got a bag there that I need to take out, but like, I put my computer in there, I put my jacket, my helmet. It's really freaking convenient. So That's a total win, especially for the price. I haven't used this upper rack yet, and if you remember, I drilled the holes incorrectly, and I've got some, I mean, you can't really tell unless you get up on it, but I got some holes that I still need to fix, so I'm still working through that process, and it is a process. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to fill it in, and then of course I've got to do touch-up paint once I do that fill in. So I'm still working on kind of figuring that out, but I will bring a video to you all on how to make repairs to fix something like that, because I think we're all, you know, guilty of doing that at one point or another. But yeah, you know, the one thing I do wish I had was that my regular key worked with this lock as well, so I've got to have one key for that lock and one key for everything else. It's not a, you know, it's not a showstopper, but it is one thing that I wish I had, right? The other thing is, like I said, I have no complaints about it. I think what I may end up doing is adding the speaker pods that go there. I got to do some more research on the cabling that needs to happen, because there's like a whole harness that goes up to that stuff. I don't even know where that harness starts at. It might be in the fairing or something like that, but and that harness essentially carries the wiring for LEDs and all that kind of good stuff. So TCMT King Pack, a definite win. I love it. I can't wait to take a longer trip with it. That is one of the things I'm planning on. I need to get a bag for it, so let me know if you guys have like the Kemimoto or whatever bag that is designed to fit in there. Like, how well does that work for you? Now, you know, I'm just curious. You know, me being a bigger guy, I've got to carry, my clothes are bigger, right? I mean, it is what it is, right? So I take up a lot more space in baggage, and then I do have sleep apnea, so I have to carry around my machine. So, you know, essentially I've got a bag that I carry that kind of equipment, my electronics bag we'll call it. That would go probably on the top metal rack, and then my clothing would go in the second bag. So I'm really just trying to figure out, like, you know, does that bag work really well? Is it convenient, right? Like, does it act like a quick grab and go bag, or am I going to get as much satisfaction out of that as I would a black trash bag, right? I mean, and maybe I'm, you know, being nitpick as far as like what I'm looking for, but it looks convenient, looks cool. I just don't know. I've seen a couple of different brands out there. Like I said, the Kemimoto one was the one that stood out to me. It just looked a little bit thicker, so I don't know if it's more durable or what the you know, situation is with that. So let me know if you have experience with it. I want to hear from you. Please give me some feedback. Something that I'd like to learn on before I go make that investment. So it's kind of essentially what I try to provide to you. So I hope you enjoyed the review of these products. Like I said, the saddlebag stand, the tour pack, they're definite wins. The pinstriping, cool idea, didn't really love it. So unfortunately, it didn't work out. I've got more plans to come on that one. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit that subscription, the thumbs up, drop me a comment. I want to hear your feedback. And until my next video post, I'll see you in the win.